All right, folks, we want to welcome you back to our show, BB and TRB, a trip down memory lane for movies, TV shows, and music podcast. Obviously, I'm BB, and that's my co-host, TRB. So today, we're going to do movies, Twilight Zone, and some music like we normally do. But eventually, we are going to change the format a little bit and bring on guests and so on. We just want to get some shows under our belt. So first of all, good afternoon, because you're an hour ahead of me over there. TRB, what's going on?
Not a lot. Not a lot at all. I worked in the greenhouse a little bit today, and it's
Great. I
nice
saw the
and warm
video.
here.
Check her out on TikTok. Give me your TikTok handle. I
It's a
said put her on
hard,
the spot.
right? Because I don't know what it is. I think it's Let me see, and I'll tell you.
Is it what is it? I don't know. Oh wait, isn't it activist and it's
It is,
activist
but
and movie lover?
right.
That's it. Okay, so look at that. I know her handle. All
You know
right,
it better than I do.
that's okay. I'm kind of like your manager, so because we know you're gonna be a superstar. Just don't forget us little people when you do. All
Absolutely
right,
not.
so I'm gonna let you start out. What's your movie for the show?
My movie is Long Legs. Have you heard of it?
I don't know why I'm thinking Fred Astaire, but I don't think so.
Nope.
I don't
This
know
came
it.
out in 2024.
No, I don't know it.
Came out in 2024. It's like a horror crime thriller. It stars Nicolas Cage,
Mm,
um, Maika Monroe. She's an FBI agent, Lee Harker. There's Blair Underwood and Alicia Witt. So the movie is basically about the pursuit of a serial killer, but it has some occult undertones. It was written and directed by Osgood Perkins.
that name sounds familiar.
hmm His dad is Anthony Perkins. That's why.
That's why. Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Psycho.
Exactly. But the movie it really keeps you guessing and on the edge of your seat. It was pretty good actually. I didn't like it as much as my resident movie critic here. You know, she loved it. We saw the movie one time at the theater, and on the way home, she was actually quoting sayings from the movie.
Huh.
I just looked at her, I thought, what in the world? She's never liked the movie that much. But since it's come to television, I think it may be on Peacock, maybe. We've watched it two more times.
Okay. Did it
And I
get
have to
better?
watch, no, it doesn't.
Uh-huh.
Not for me. It doesn't get better.
Well, I'm so used to honestly, and I like Nicolas Cage,
Mhm.
but uh, I'm so used to his more recent movies going straight to DVD because some of them have been really, really bad. And he was
And
an
you know,
A-list celebrity at one time.
right. But I think that he may have received two awards for this movie. I
Really?
think I think for best supporting actor.
Huh.
Yeah, best supporting actor.
Good ones or
Even
bad ones? Because you know you can get bad ones too for acting. Because you're not an award show person.
I think these were good. But
Okay.
I'm not an award show person, and this movie was not for me.
Okay.
Um, it's gotten reviews anywhere from 6 out of 10. Some people give it 7 out of 10. The highest review I saw on it was maybe a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
And to me, of course, it was more like a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
I love horror movies. I love crime thrillers, but something about this one just didn't bring me in. I wasn't crazy about it.
Okay. So you got me on one. Did you know Osgood
Mhm.
Perkins was Anthony Perkins' son? What else you got?
Did you know? Okay, his mother's name is Barry Berenson. And this is something new that I found out. Did you know that she was actually on the flight that crashed into the World Trade Center?
Whose mother? Osgood Perkins?
Osgood Perkins.
No.
Yes.
Was that Anthony's wife or was that?
Yes.
Oh, that was Anthony's wife?
Yes, it
Wow.
was.
Because I know he died several years ago. Anthony Perkins died.
hmm
No, I didn't
Yep.
know. Oh, wow. That's sad.
Now, if you like, I have another, did you know?
What's that?
If you like, I have another, did you know?
Go ahead.
Okay. Did you know that he's the nephew of the actress Marissa Berenson?
I don't
She's a
know.
golden, she's a Golden Globe and BAFTA Award winner. Well,
Okay.
nominee for, I think you probably saw it in Cabaret. She
All
plays
right, with
Natalia.
Liza Minnelli.
Yes, she plays Natalia.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that. Interesting. Off the top of my head, I could be wrong about this, and folks, if I'm wrong, leave a comment below. You can check us. But for some reason, I think Anthony's father might have been named Osgood Perkins because, and if he wasn't, he was in the original 1932 Scarface with Paul Muni. I'm pretty sure that I'd have to look it up to verify, but some reason that name is coming to me, and I didn't think it was his son. I thought it was his dad. But
That's correct.
do you know if that's right or
He's
wrong?
named after his grandfather. You're right.
Okay, yeah. So and his grandfather was an actor. I'm almost positive he was in the original version of Scarface with Paul Muni, way before obviously the 1983 version with Al Pacino. Okay, no, you
Okay,
got me. I
yes, I didn't
know.
know that.
Okay, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. So my pick is the 1977 Oscar-winning movie, The Goodbye Girl, starring Richard Dreyfuss, Marsha Mason, and child star Quinn Cummings, who you don't really hear of anymore. So it's about former Broadway hoofer Paula McFadden, played by Marsha Mason, who at one time was married to Neil Simon, a great playwright, and her young daughter Lucy, who's played by Quinn Cummings. They're outraged to find that Paula's former lover has fled to Europe and subleased their apartment to hyper Chicago actor Elliot Garfield, played by Richard Dreyfuss. Now, the rest of the story is funny and very heartwarming. This came the same year that he came out with Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Richard Dreyfuss was the star of that, and 2 years
Okay.
after he really became famous for Jaws, when he played Quinn, not Quinn. Quinn was Richard Shaw. He played what was his name? Hooper. Was it Hooper? I think Hooper was his name in
I'm not
Jaws.
sure.
Yeah, he was a shark guy. He was the marine biologist or something like that. Okay, did you know that Dreyfus won? I know you didn't know this because you don't watch award shows, but I'm going to say it anyways. That Dreyfus won Best Actor for his portrayal as Elliot in The Goodbye Girl. Did you know that?
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay. Now, did you know that the theme song from The Goodbye Girl was written by and sung by the legendary Bread frontman David Gates? Do you remember the group Bread from the 70s?
I want to say I do.
Okay.
I didn't know they did the song to the movie though.
Okay. As a theme song to the film, the song reached number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the biggest hit of Gates' solo career. Now, you may know these songs by the group Bread, and David Gates was the frontman songwriter.
Okay.
If you know the song, "If a Picture Paints 1,000 Words, then why can't I
Yes.
paint you?"
Yep,
That
I
was
know the
one of their
song.
big hits. If Make It With You and Aubrey, and they had more than that, but that was some of their other 70s soft, I guess they call it not yacht rock, but soft music back in the day in the 70s music. I'm a huge fan of Bread. Okay, let's go to our second segment of the show, and that is Twilight Zone episodes. What you got?
Let's do 16 millimeter. Do you remember
Okay,
that one?
Ida Lupino.
Yes, that was season one, episode 4. And you're right, Ida Lupino was in that. You may also know Martin Balsam
Great actor.
and Alice Frost was Sally. Do you remember her?
Yep.
Okay. So in this, and it's called 60 millimeter because what has happened is she's an older actress, and she's trying to get back to where she was. She wants to be as popular as she was before. So she wants to get back into Hollywood, but so I don't want to tell too much of it. It's a good film. She in that movie. Nope, doesn't matter. Did you know? I better not say it.
Go. Okay, so no, I will say this. It did remind me, her character in that reminded me of Norman Desmond in Sunset Boulevard, if you ever saw that with William
I think I
Holden
did.
and
Yes.
who was it? Who was this? Who was Gloria Swanson. Gloria Swanson. She was the same. It was almost the same type of thing. It gave me the same vibe. No, go ahead. What's your did you knows?
Okay. Did you know that she played in one episode of The Twilight Zone and she directed a season 5 episode?
I did know that. Yeah, yeah. And I
She's
and I will
she's
I
the
will
only
pick.
actor to do that.
Yeah, and I will piggyback over that. She was ahead of her time. She was directing stuff in the 1950s when women
Mhm.
were being, they weren't, supported, the
Right.
misogyny. And she did that. She made a great movie. I think it was called High Sierra with Humphrey Bogart in the
Yes.
40s, which was a great gangster movie. Yep. Go ahead. What else you got?
She was the second woman to be admitted to the Directors Guild.
Oh, and see that I didn't know.
Yeah,
And good for
yeah.
her.
Okay, so my next did you know is when Barbara Jean is standing at the photos in her living room. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
Okay, did you know that there's a photo on the wall there of Thelma Todd?
Oh, the old actress from the 30s. Yeah.
Right. She's looking at it like they're all photos of her and her accomplishments, but it's actually
Oh,
Thelma
okay.
Todd. Thelma Todd was a good friend of hers,
Okay.
died under suspicious circumstances at 29 years old after a party at the Lupino's residence.
And say it again at the what?
At the Lupino's residence,
Oh,
she
the
was a
Filipino
party
resident.
girl.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
I
Did you
didn't
know
know
that?
that. Wow. No, I did not know that. I remember though from movies.
Let me ask you this. Do you know when Ida got her first acting role?
Say it again.
Do you know when Ida Lupino got her first acting role?
No.
Her mother was an actress. Her mother took her with her to an audition. I think she was 14 years old. She ended up getting the part that her mother was trying to get.
No kidding.
How
Wow. No,
about that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Very talented. Very, very talented. Like, um, I can't remember, and maybe she wasn't. Was she married to a famous actor?
I don't, she married, gosh, what was his name?
I don't know why I want
I
to
forget
say
him.
Dick Powell. Was she
But
married
she,
to
no,
Dick
no,
Powell?
no, she wasn't. No,
Okay.
not Dick Powell.
Okay. I don't know why
She
I
wasn't.
thought Dick Powell, but okay.
And I don't think he was a famous actor. I'm not sure.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Folks, if you know it and you're watching this show, look it up to let us know. Okay. Is that all you got for those?
Yep. That's all I've got.
Okay. My Twilight Zone is my number two favorite all time from 1962, The Changing of the Guard, starring Donald Pleasance as Professor Ellis Flower. Beautiful piece of acting by Donald about a man who thought he changed no lives and will leave no mark on earth when he passes on. To leave it here, all I can say is he was truly wrong, and the rest of the story will tug at your heartstrings. I actually saw this episode with my dad as a kid, and every time I watch it, I tell you, no, kid you not, it puts me in tears because it's so, so touching, just beautifully. And of course,
Oh,
Rod Serling wrote it. Okay, do you know, and I know you know this one, what famous horror
oh,
movie franchise did Donald Pleasance play in?
that was Halloween.
And what was his character's name?
It's, Dr. I forget his name.
Starts with an L.
Are you kidding me? I've seen every one of them because they made too many. Why can I not think it's his name?
Loomis.
Dr. Loomis. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. You got me on that. Okay.
Now, question for you. Being that you love war movies, right? Don't you like war movies?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What 1963 legendary movie with an all-star cast was he in?
You
I'll
got
give
me.
you one hint. He
Okay.
lost his eyesight. Another famous actor. He was cheating. He'd put a thing and he'd walk across the room and he'd pace to it. And another very famous actor in this movie had to be like his protector.
I don't know.
Okay, he played Blythe the Forger, as in forging stuff. Do you know who it is? Well, I mean, you know the movie?
Blythe. I don't.
Okay, I'll give you one more hint, then I'll tell you the name. James Gardner was the one that broke out with him and helped.
Oh, goodness. Did we just talk about this recently?
Yes, we did. I'll give you one final hint. Steve
Okay.
McQueen rode a motorcycle and he went to jump the fence and he got caught.
Oh my Lord. Um, I know it. I know it. I know it.
Time's up. The Great Escape.
Great Escape. Okay.
We talked about it. You're right. Great, great
Yes.
movie. Great, great movie. Okay, let's go into music. What you got?
I chose a song by Eric Church. It's called Kill a Word. It was
Okay.
co-written by Eric Church, Luke Dick, and Jeff Hyde.
Let me guess. Is
Released,
it a country song? Of
yes, it is.
course, I don't know it. Even though I do like country music, but if it ain't Alan Jackson, I don't
You
know.
know,
Or Hank Williams, I don't know too much
I,
about
kn-
it. But go ahead.
I know, right? This was released in August of 2016, and the song is, I like it because the song is about the power of words.
Okay.
Um, you know, get rid of negative words, get rid of ugly words. So, it's a nice song. So I have a did you know for you. Did
I
you
don't
know?
know. So go ahead and just there is no did you knows on this one.
Okay, let me just give you the information then. So,
Exactly.
so when they were all on the same page with the song, it went like they wrote the song in like a day.
Okay.
So good it was. But Luke Dick thought that they'd have a problem releasing the song because he thought it was pretty controversial. He didn't want it to be perceived as too political or anything like that. It's one of the things he said the record labels have to worry about, something seeming too political. But they decided that they weren't going to worry about it. They were going to try to release it. It was not political. It just he decided that injustice is not political. It's social. It's a human condition. So they released a song, and the song made it to number one. Let's see here. I forget how many years. I forget how many years. Okay, so that's what I have for that.
Okay. I know nothing about the song. I know nothing about the artist.
You have to hear it. I'll send it
Yeah,
to
I
you.
have to hear it. After I edit the show today, I'll take a listen to it. Okay. Anything else for that?
Nope, that's it for that.
Okay. So my song that I went with is "I Go Crazy," which is from the 1970s. Song written, composed, and recorded,
Mm.
excuse me, by American singer-songwriter Paul Davis. It was the first single released from his 1977 album, Singer of Songs, Teller of Tales, and his second highest peaking pop hit, peaking at number 7 on the Billboard chart in 1978 when I was a whopping 10 years old. First of all, do you know the song?
I do.
Okay. Can you vision what Paul Davis looked like?
Yes.
Okay. What did he look like?
Are you kidding me? That's my question.
No, I'm putting you on the spot to see if you visualize it.
You love doing that. Okay, so Paul,
He had kind of
um,
long hair, thick
not
beard.
yeah,
He looked like a Doobie
like
Brother type of guy.
yeah,
Okay.
blonde hair.
All right. Do you know his other two big hits, which were 65 Love Affair and Cool Night?
No.
Okay. You may know him if you heard him. Both were gems from the night from 1981, a year that I personally would love to go back to. Okay. Sadly, Davis died of a heart attack at the Rush Foundation Hospital in his hometown of Meridian, Mississippi, which I know that's not that far from you, right? How far is Mississippi from you?
It is now. I'm in South Carolina now.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking when you were in
Yeah.
Alabama. That's right. On April 22nd, 2008, a day after his 60th birthday. So he died pretty young, which is sad. And I found that out because I wanted to interview him and I went to go research him and see if he had a website or what. And I didn't know that he had died all these years ago. But it's
Okay.
on my playlist almost every day I hear that song. I go crazy when it cycles through my YouTube stuff. All right. Well, folks, that is our second edition of our show. If we get anything wrong in there, or you want to add anything, leave a comment below. We always personally respond. What you got going on the rest of the day there, TRB?
Watering the greenhouse again, watering the plants.
Okay.
It is super hot here today. I think it's 100 degrees.
Wow. And
Yeah,
it's
the greenhouse is
100.
twice as
And you know
hot.
what? Here it's only, let's see what it is. It is 75,
Oh
cloudy.
my gosh. I
Yeah.
wish.
And chance of rain.
I
Again.
wish.
Again. I thought it was April showers bring May flowers. Here it's June, and it's always with the freaking rain. All righty. Well, I will see you on the next show. Look forward to what you got for me on movies, Twilight Zone and music as always. If you continue on this country theme, I probably will not know too many of them unless you go to Alan Jackson, but you are not required to do so. But and I also noticed that you have
I like
removed.
the hint.
I'm going to be a little sarcastic here on the show, and you removed, I think, from the wall the Schittsburg Steelers. Is that right or wrong? And I'm calling them Schittsburg on
You're
purpose
absolutely
because,
right. But guess what? I've never liked them.
right, but
It was not mine.
not to get into politics too much, but you know what they did last week and presented a jersey to a certain somebody
Yes,
that
it
did not
is.
deserve the jersey.
Yes, it
So the
is.
Schittsburg Steelers, I used to like them in the 70s with Terry Bradshaw and Franco Harris and Mean Joe Green and Lynn Swan. Not no more. Even though they're trying to say that was players, that wasn't the organization. Okay, whatever.
It's
Whatever.
organization.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's
That's how I feel.
organization.
So we'll close on that note. We don't want to get too political on the show because it's not politics on this one. This is our break away from politics. But if you research us, you know where we stand. All right, TRB, you take care and I'll talk to you soon.
Take care. I'll see you later.